Hey guys, my name's Mary Lily.
I'm Marshall.
And I'm Caitlin.
And we're the hosts of Unveiled Opinions.
Three newlywed girlies with a podcast on any and everything wedding related. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
How girls? How you doing?
Good. Recovering.
I know. Mondays, man.
I know. They hit you hard.
I know. It's like, I love that we record on Mondays.
Yeah.
We get it out of the way.
I love hate for sure.
And I get to see you guys.
Right.
Weekend
fun
gossip.
Regroup after the weekend.
Yeah, cheers.
No, cheers.
We drink.
We drink. We water.
We do have water.
And we have
We have
snacks.
water because our studio has no air conditioning. We make sure that it's a
Yes.
rule. It's
Yes.
a health regulation.
It's a
Or I'll literally pass out.
yeah. Our HO, what's it called?
HR. HR.
Our HR makes us have water in here.
I would be scared to know who of the three of us would be HR.
I think it would be
me.
you. Oh, I was saying Caitlin.
I would.
I would want to be the HR person because I probably have the most HR regulations.
We'll dive into this at a later time.
Circle back to this.
Yeah. We'll save this for another time.
Peyton's like, on that note, we're going to take this offline. I'll talk to you tomorrow, Mary Lily. I'm sending you an invite.
As somebody who has a little bit of HR background, but not a
I'm
lot.
kidding, Caitlin. Obviously, you can be the HR.
No, I
person.
actually don't want to be the HR.
I went to standards almost every week. That's why I was just done with my sorority.
I
They
don't
were just
know
like, you're not
any-
following the rules. And I was like, I'm not like being a drunk idiot.
I know.
I'm just not following the rules.
They told me
Yeah.
that, and I was like, this is a made up world.
Yeah.
Like, y'all do
So
realize
being
this
in a
is made up.
sorority-
Like I can't.
It's fiction.
They wanted to, if you didn't give your
Literally.
phone to them, you guys,
Yeah.
you wouldn't get attendance for going to chapter.
I hate a chapter.
Well, we've graduated and now it's attendance at podcast recording and everybody gets to keep their phone.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And we get
Sometimes I
snacks.
do pitch a fit and not come though.
That's been a while, though.
That was
Anyway.
really just pre-wedding.
But
that was wedding
it was.
planning.
That was wedding jitters.
You had to come today because we're recovering from a very fun wedding and
Mhm.
we have to talk about it and spill the tea.
No, Caitlin and I just got back from our best friend's wedding in Charleston from high school. It was so much fun. It was so much fun to see everyone again.
Yes, it felt like a mini high school reunion.
No, it
I can
was-
skip this year.
Yeah, no. Was there one?
I have no idea. Jay
was
sent me an
great.
invite.
It was so fun to see Jay. And it's fun to like have our husbands around everyone from high school.
Yeah.
I'm like, see how much I'm thriving, Matthew?
Look how much
He's like,
better off I
You're
am.
insane.
Yeah. He's like, I don't know if
He's like,
thriving
you
is the
haven't
word.
sat down for a second.
Yeah.
I'm sprinting around the room.
But it is kind of funny because like Charleston, in theory, like we live in Charlotte, it's quote unquote destination wedding.
Right. So that was fun.
But it was a lot of fun. I know you were in the bridal party, so you didn't get like a ton of free time.
Yeah.
But
And I didn't have my phone for most of the wedding because I lost it. So I was really just in the moment.
you were present.
Living in the moment.
Yeah. Present.
I'm the only phone number she knows.
Yeah, Caitlin's the only phone number I memorized, not Matthew's. So I kept borrowing other bridesmaids' phones and calling Caitlin and going, "Can you text Matthew?" At no point did I ever say, "Caitlin, will you
What's
send me
Matthew's
Matthew's number?"
Honestly, kind of didn't even realize that either until now. I could have been like, hey, do you want his phone number? No.
No,
You wouldn't need
you
it.
were a more efficient communicator.
Yeah,
It's
let's
like,
be real.
When you're with a bridesmaid, I have to like text the person. They have to get back to me right away.
Yeah.
But like I knew you and I could like communicate a message and I could get my words to you and then you could get it to Matthew eventually.
Yeah.
But
When
like
needed.
if I would have like texted
And it would the
him,
message would be confirmed and you wouldn't be worrying.
Right.
Whereas with men, you never know.
no,
Never know.
I
if
Is it
would
it'll
have
come
received?
across you.
I would have said that. I would have said, whose phone did I send him a message on? I don't even know what his phone number looks like.
I have to check
really-
with everyone.
I know. I've really got to start memorizing people's numbers. I only have my mom, my dad, and Caitlin.
Yeah. I have my mom, my brother, and
the
my,
wolf pack.
my old friend from 9th grade.
Yeah. Marshall's like someone I don't even know.
I don't even talk to her anymore. It might not be your number
Hey,
anymore.
we could prank call her.
You think
Yeah, we
that,
could.
and then you go to a wedding and they're there and you do talk.
Oh, yeah. No, I get that for sure.
So yeah, so fun. Her dress. I mean,
oh my
she looked
God.
amazing.
No, you guys, she literally looked like I don't know,
like a
Princess
celebrity.
Bride.
Yeah, like seriously amazing.
bride, like example A.
Yeah.
It was just perfection. I mean, she is a makeup artist for weddings. Her hair and makeup was unbelievable.
Yeah.
She just knew, but that's also the thing. I think she has like so much experience, like
Mhm.
being at weddings and doing hair and makeup for weddings. So she just, knew exactly what she wanted, and it turned out amazing, beautiful.
Yeah. It was stunning.
It was at Charleston Place. It was the first wedding after the renovation too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So
Nice.
that
Yeah.
was pretty cool. And it was really nice. The bridesmaid suite was legit.
Yeah.
Her room was legit.
Yeah. So it was stunning. Welcome party was a lot of fun. That's where Mary Lily and I got in trouble
Yeah.
just with ourselves. And the martinis.
Yeah, I
and,
left my phone on a table.
And that's how you lost it.
Yep.
and that was that.
How long did you not have your phone?
It was brief.
I woke up
okay.
at 5 in the morning and I was panicked. I was like,
yeah.
no phones here, no phones here, no phones here. So then I took Matthew's phone and called my phone, and this poor boy answered. His name was Ian. He was like a nice guy. Ian, if you're listening, thank you. We got up and left our table, and my phone didn't fit in my purse that night.
Uh-huh.
Also, like, that's why I have ginormous purses. I
Yeah.
can't deal with the little purses. I
Clutches
lose
don't
stuff.
work.
And so we just left our phone on the table, and he was like, I thought you guys were going to come back, but you just never did. So I like grabbed it before anyone else did. I'm like, what a kind soul. And he's like, and I just figured if you came back, I'd give it to you. But if not, I'd figure it out. He left my mom a voicemail. Thanks,
Aw.
Ian. Oh, good. But
We
so
survived.
he came and dropped it off at 9 in. He was like
Yeah.
a really nice guy, like
Aw.
not weird, not stranger danger, just a sweet man who picked up my phone and then brought it back to the next day. And I
That's
handed him
sweet.
$20.
Aw.
A
Yeah,
nice
that's
weekend
nice.
overall with
Yeah.
nice people.
People are good. That's what you
Usually.
have to
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah.
Marshall, what about you? Any weddings?
Yes. One of my best friends is getting married this weekend, my
Oh,
old
wow.
roommate. So
Fun.
She is not having a bridal party, right?
No,
having more
she's
of a
having-
modernish wedding.
yeah, she's having like her best friend from growing up. I think she's like getting ready with her, but I don't like,
Yeah.
she's not really like a bridesmaid or maid of honor or anything. But yeah, she's doing no wedding party, which is kind of fun. I
Stress-free,
feel like
probably.
yeah,
Mhm.
she's like been a little stressed just wedding planning, but like she's like, at least I don't have to deal with all that too.
Yeah.
So
The extra
Right.
drama.
Yeah.
Well, and you feel like it's just like responsibility.
It
when you
is.
ask
It's
to
just
be
added.
your bridesmaid. So
To
it
like
takes a
host
little
and kind of
levity
like,
off.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But we
yeah.
do have a bridal luncheon for her on Friday.
Oh,
So
fun.
that'll be good. And then after that, I'm heading because I'm going to go up Friday. It's only an hour from Charlotte, but we like the Airbnb had to be like 2 nights. And we're like, whatever. Might
Yeah.
as well make a weekend of it. So
Fun.
yeah.
Well, that leads us to what we're talking about today of like there's
Weddings?
weddings, yes. But there's a lot of people who support you through the planning process as a bride.
Mm-hmm.
And, when you are planning a wedding, the married couple isn't always the only people receiving gifts because, again, there are so many people providing support in a lot of different capacities.
So true. And gifts, I think, are just like such a good way, especially when you're super busy during like your wedding and stuff, to just be like, no, I remember, thank you. I know it might be crazy right now. Maybe I didn't get to like
Right.
catch you and say
Yeah.
thank you day of. But I think it's a really nice reminder to be like, thanks for being part of my big
Mhm.
day.
Yeah.
If I didn't have a chance to say it, like express it, specifically, like know that it really meant a lot to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you are just like spread a little thin during that planning process. And so you may not always have the words to be able to like fully express.
your gratitude.
And so
But
having,
also, I think thank you cards really help with
Yes.
that too for people who do smaller stuff. So
Yes.
we've done an episode on that. But
yeah, absolutely. So some categories as it relates to giving gifts to those that support you in the planning process that we're going to like that are to be considered are vendors, family, out of town guests, the wedding couple, and the wedding party.
Mhm.
But today we're going to focus on the gifts that you as the bride and groom may give to your wedding vendors, your family members, specifically often like your parents and your future in-laws, and then your significant other if that's something that you choose to dive into. So if you choose to dive in, also remember to subscribe, rate, review.
yeah, just review us, you guys, on Apple Podcasts. It really helps us get on the charts. You can literally write Apple Podcasts in it. I don't care what you write. You could write pencil and it would help. So
Let's
please.
just keep it positive. you
Yeah.
know?
Don't hurt Marshall's feelings.
Please.
Yeah.
All right.
She'll come for you.
Or I'll cry.
Yeah. She'll come for you in the terms of tears. All right. right. So what is the tradition? So if you choose to, like for parents, again, the married couple or engaged couple giving a gift to your parents, they say that no matter who's paying for the wedding, it is customary to present both sets of parents with something to thank them for their help, whether big or small, in the planning process. And depending on like the relationship that you have with them, it's like thanking them for their support and involvement in your life and raising you. Again, every family
Depends on,
relationships are different. And so you may not feel that way.
Yeah,
So the decision,
every family's different. Do it however, works for you.
yeah. So do what feels right. Marshall, what is to be expected with vendors?
There's not really a ton of tradition on this, so it's not mandatory to get your vendors a gift. I mean, I would definitely suggest at the very least giving them a thank you note. But yeah, there's not real tradition or anything for your vendors.
That makes sense.
And then for couples, it's technically tradition, but it's not for everyone. Again, like if you guys spend a bunch of money on the wedding or the honeymoon, that could definitely be your gift to the other person. So the tradition is common for couples to usually exchange gifts before the ceremony, and it can kind of depend on what you're doing for your day. Some people have it scheduled into their first look. Some people might do it the night before if they're not seeing each other or anything. And then maybe that they're just passed back and forth kind of through,
like
what am I saying?
friends or like bridal wedding party.
Yeah, which I think is fun too. So there's a few different little traditions, be big or small. A lot of the times it's stuff you are wearing on your wedding day, I know. I don't know if that's like a newer tradition, but I feel like that's something a lot of us do. And I feel like that's also just because weddings have gotten so expensive. It's like, I'd love to like have gotten a like third pair of diamond earrings.
Right.
But I kind of needed diamond earrings for like the day off.
Yeah, exactly. It was practical.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's like, again, it's not, when we talk about parents, when you talk about buying gifts for vendors and as a couple, like none of it's mandatory, which as it relates to weddings, it's like, do what you works for
nothing
y'all.
with weddings is mandatory either.
Yeah.
Don't
Do what
and
you
remember
can
that.
too.
Don't go over budget just because your friend did.
Right.
Yeah.
Everyone has different budgets and different things that are important to them.
And no one like
Cares.
also everyone,
Nobody really is judging you that hard.
But the other thing is like people are going to talk. Part of the fun of going to a wedding is like
The chit chat.
Yeah, the chit chat after. But no one is like calculating anyone's like net worth.
No.
And that doesn't even matter unless you're like a celebrity and can be Googled. Even then it shouldn't matter.
Like if you have friends that are trying to calculate how much your wedding is, that's a little sad.
Yeah. I mean, we can talk about the bad stuff. But
Yeah.
We don't have to bring money into it.
Like calm down, guys.
But things go wrong at weddings. That's kind of like it's a 300-person event and you usually are having them once in a lifetime.
Yeah.
So there are
Usually,
going to be mistakes. There's going to be things that are different from other people's. They'll all differ.
And I think it's how you respond too.
Right. Well, and it's like what makes you happy. Because someone might have like a much bigger or a different wedding from you, but like, would you have been like happy that day with that wedding? You know?
Yeah.
Just something that feels like you.
Yeah. So in terms of stuff that feels like y'all, what did you do for, if anything, in like terms of getting your parents gifts?
I didn't do a bunch. Because thank God my parents.
Yeah.
So sweet. They were like, don't spend a bunch of money. I wrote both my parents long letters.
Yep.
And I embroidered my mom a handkerchief for her to have on the day of. And then I had my sisters make charm bracelets for all the bridesmaids. And I also had her make one for my mom because it's like rare my sister and I work together. So that was a gift in itself.
Yeah. Truly.
To my mother.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I feel like it was really heartfelt. I gave my mother-in-law, I think, a handkerchief as well, but I didn't do anything for the men. But
Yeah.
what
They're
could I?
fine.
They're fine.
Yeah. They
played
got
golf.
a daughter and a son. Like, what more they need?
Yeah.
Marshall, what about you?
So I didn't really get my parents anything, but that was also like discussed. They were like, we just want to spend time with you.
My parents were like, you don't have any money.
Yeah. My
They're like,
mom,
we
I
know.
think,
We're
literally
aware.
said, what money are you using? Would it be our money?
Yeah. They're like, please spare us.
Yeah.
My dad
like,
for
don't
Christmas,
worry about
he'd
it.
be like, go buy me stuff for the pro shop. I have money there.
Yes. Use that credit. But no, so my parents just really wanted me to like spend time with them. So like we all like, got our condos together, went down a little early for the wedding, like did like special like family like dinners, we went to Frank's just like
Yeah.
as like a
Some
family.
quality time.
Yeah. So
Right.
that was what they really was important to them. And then even on our mini moon, when we were in Georgetown, my parents were still in Polly's. Like we met them for dinner, like 2 nights.
So that was discussed though. Like
Yeah.
at what point in the process did you discuss like, hey, we don't, like your parents being like, we don't want you to do anything?
Early. They were like, I think honestly, probably like when they kind of started seeing how much everything was. And I was like talking about like bridesmaids gifts and things I wanted to do for them. My mom was like, do not do anything for me or your dad. Like that is not necessary.
Well, you go into it thinking one thing. You could have a budget. You could have like the most knowledge in the world, but like then something comes up or then your vendor mentions something. You're like, oh my God, I need that. I just can't explain the psychosis that you're in.
Yeah.
It's like money's not real.
Yes. You're like, this is once in a lifetime. Like I have to do it.
Yeah.
And I remember like my dad was like, you're not doing this. And I was like, then I'll pay for it. And he was like,
With what?
With what?
Yeah.
Like he was like,
he's
called
like, I
my
dare
boss
you.
basically.
Yeah.
He was like, go for it. You're an idiot. But like,
sure.
thank God. Like, you know what I mean?
Well,
remember that it's just not as big of a deal.
I do think parents, like they say, like, don't, like my parents said the same thing. They were like, don't get us anything. I did. But that was like, just because it kind of like naturally came to me in the planning process.
Well, and that's the other thing is there are so many sentimental things that kind of come out of weddings that you can like find a way to weave in it as a gift.
Yeah. And that was like when we were planning, I knew flowers were going to be really important to my mom, but like when we got down to it, it was like they were really important to her. And so I had like our flowers preserved for her.
That's sweet.
And like my dad, he has everything. And so I did like the nice thank you notes. The man loves to shop. Like he'll buy himself any excuse to go shopping.
Even for his wife, which we love that about him.
Yeah, I know.
That's
and
so
she's
nice.
like, please return this.
Oh.
No, he's like, Caitlin, we've got to go get gifts for your mom. And Caitlin's like, okay. Like Caitlin like is like shopping spree.
Yeah, this is where I get it. But I like wrote nice notes for them too. But then like I had like a calligraphy artist do he and I's father-daughter dance song. And it's like hanging in his home office. And like my mom and I had like picked out a spot for it. Cause like he was really like invested in picking the song.
And you
and
guys
like
practiced a lot. You had
he wanted to do dance lessons. So it was like that was like a very important moment to him that I didn't know about necessarily starting out.
And you guys went to the Script concert when you were younger.
I don't think it was the Script.
Just kidding.
But we went. Yeah, we did go. You're right. We went to the Script concert, but our first dance wasn't the Script, but we love the Script. Yeah, we went.
Close.
And that's a little bit about Caitlin.
And that's a little bit about me and my dad. Just chilling.
I loved the song though.
Yeah, he will literally text me and he'll be like, I listened to our song today.
What is it? We're all on the edge of our seat.
It's Michael Bublé, Forever Yours.
There we go.
Yeah.
Close.
What I've been watching actually recently, you guys, that's so lighthearted, and Matthew even like I put it on when he's coming home usually, is The Voice and Michael Bublé's on season.
Yeah.
It's fun. Like I'm like in tears almost with every single person. Then they sing such a good song. Then they're like being silly. It's just like so lighthearted. And then
It's
at like
wholesome.
8 p.m., like after we've eaten dinner, I'm like, fine. Turn on your like Paul Feinbaum if you must. Like
You
turn on your
have to.
nasty sports stuff. I'm gonna go
Yes.
read my book.
Yeah, take space.
Yeah.
In hindsight, would you have done anything different?
I mean, I guess in hindsight, I wish I like maybe set aside money for it, but at the same time, no. And then I do remember that when I chose my photographer, like I did pay for my photographer, and the package that I got, it was like we got our wedding album for me and Gil, like the big one, and there was 2 parent ones. Well, so that was I was able to give my parents like one, and then Gil's parents are getting theirs for Christmas this year.
Right.
So
I think
that's a gift.
Well,
That is a gift.
kind of more what we're gonna do too.
Yeah.
It's like get some stuff from our wedding for this Christmas for people.
But that's, I think, another thing to like note is that it doesn't have to, like, for your parents, especially if they're like, don't get us anything, give it to them later.
Right.
Right.
You can get some memories from the weddings. I love that.
Yeah. So what did you do for your vendors? Like, did you get them gifts and stuff, or
Again, my embroidery machine
came in handy?
I know. I embroidered all of them handkerchiefs because I'm like, they're at weddings so much. I'm sure they're crying all the time,
Bawling their eyes out.
especially at mine.
Yeah.
And I wrote them little notes. I tried to like personalize them as much as possible.
Yeah.
And then I think my parents just tipped everyone and wrote notes too. And then we just remember my planner. We hate her. And so I didn't do anything for her. And I think my mom gave
did
her
get
a
her
bottle of champagne or something.
Yeah.
My mom gave her like a re-gifted bottle of red, maybe.
Yeah.
So she got something.
Yeah.
She got something.
Better
She
than
got
nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She got to drink the night away.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm done with this.
She's like, I want
bride.
to forget this girl.
That is funny. I
Is it, Caitlin?
yeah, it
It's
is.
something.
Just the visual that you just gave made me.
That
Giggle.
is funny.
It really went full.
No. I think about this woman way too often.
She lives in your head run free.
No, seriously. It's
So
She probably never thought about you again.
pathetic. Ever.
She didn't even think about you the day of your wedding.
She doesn't even have a clue about me. She doesn't know my middle name. And it was on paperwork.
yeah,
She should have at least
You're,
read that.
yeah, it's true.
Go on, Caitlin Allison.
Thank you for the middle name mention. I'm ditching it, but anyway.
That name change debate meant nothing to her.
Nothing.
Haven't done anything, but anyway, vendors. I didn't give gifts. Okay, interesting question. Like,
You were obsessed with your planner. You didn't give her a gift or like a note?
yeah, I gave her a note.
Oh, okay.
A note, and like we tipped her, and then same with all the other
I
vendors.
mean, I'm sure they would rather have a tip than
Yeah.
a gift.
That was my question, is like also like what your parents do is, are you like bought in? Are you under the umbrella of what they do, or like do you have to do your own thing?
I feel like you're under the umbrella.
Wait, what do you mean?
Of like if your parents like tipped and did stuff.
Guilt tipped our vendors.
But
I like
Right,
them.
but so you're under the umbrella. Then.
Yeah.
Like it's
yeah, it's on your behalf. But
Yeah.
like my parents, they tipped and I just assumed. And now I'm like
Well,
almost a year later.
wow, Caitlin, you are a horrible.
I wrote a thank you note to each of the
I wrote a
vendors
thank
and
you.
then I made Gil go give them the tip. It was like, cash tips. And I was like, I mean,
Our planner did the tips.
maybe ours did. I don't know. I was like, you'll
I don't
figure it
think
out.
my
I'm-
dad gave my
okay.
planner that much cash.
I guess I'm not losing sleep.
No.
Everybody got a thank you note and
There's nowhere to be seen.
yeah, everybody got a thank you note and a tip.
Yeah, that's what we did.
Okay, what about
And then a review. I did
review.
reviews for
That's
everyone.
nice. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I did reviews for most of my people. I didn't do a review for my planner. You're welcome.
Yeah.
It
honestly,
probably
it's
wouldn't
for
have been
the
good.
best.
She doesn't want it.
No.
No, she doesn't.
And that's my gift to her. So
You won't get write a
moving
review, but
on.
you'll definitely bash her on this podcast.
Yeah.
I love an anonymous bash.
Is it anonymous?
No one look up who my wedding planner was. Like,
Oh,
you're not
I
gonna
thought you meant
find it.
you. Like you're anonymous.
No, but she's anonymous. For all we know, it's Caitlin.
Oh,
It's
man.
not. I would have been kicked out of here.
Thank God Caitlin was at the wedding. Caitlin basically was the wedding planner.
I was the fill-in.
Yeah. On to the next set of gifts of the vendors. My favorite topic is bride and groom. So did you guys get your spouses anything?
No. We discussed it and we were like, I literally was like, I don't have any money. And he was like, awesome. I don't either.
Gil was like, so this means I don't have to get
He
you
was like,
anything?
but he
He's
did.
like, thank God.
He did keep saying, he was like, are you sure?
Right.
Like, is
Boys
this
wanna
like
be
one of those
sure.
things?
Yeah,
that,
he's like, is this a trick?
Well,
Yeah.
and it sounds like he helped pay for the vendors. Like Matthew paid for the church.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Gil did the tips, but he did pay for the honeymoon. Like that was all on him. So,
Right.
and that was, it was very nice. So
Yeah.
there's that.
Ooh.
I didn't give him anything though.
Your honeymoon was a gift.
It was a gift.
It's a gift. I'm glad Kyle doesn't
Believe
Listen.
in that kind of stuff.
avidly because he paid for some stuff for the wedding and the honeymoon and got a gift.
That's the same with Matthew.
Oopsies.
Well, I was like, I need earrings.
Well, you bullied my husband into getting us a gift.
No, I did. I owned a gifting business and I didn't even get a percent.
Yeah, you
Like, I literally just like want.
you were
have
like,
this
I'm
thing
meeting
in
you at the
me.
jewel.
Yeah.
Yeah, you met him at a jewelry store.
I'm
This
like,
is how
I'm
I
not
heard
You
it.
should
This
definitely
is-
do it.
This is how I heard it.
He-
You Met him at a jewelry store.
He reached out to me though. And then I was like, meet me at a jewelry store then.
Yeah. And y'all met. You got there early. So you actually had been
I
Amazing.
sweeped.
Yeah.
I did a sweep. You're my best friend. You're welcome.
And
I feel like you should be thanking
No,
me.
I am
Like,
not.
Caitlin's like laying it out line by line. How
is
Mary
so
like
funny.
manipulated my husband into buying me earrings for $2,000.
no, it just makes me laugh. And then, yeah, he was like, I got there and the decision was made.
No, me and the woman had talked. She knew Caitlin already. Like
Yeah.
we like knew what we were doing.
So
Kyle was, yeah, big fish. Easy to reel in though.
I got him a gift, but it was nowhere on the same scale.
Ditto. I got Matthew his cufflinks for the wedding, but
Yeah.
it's mainly because he was missing, like his set was half complete. So he needed them.
You need it. It was a necessity.
Yeah. So that was nice. And my mom got them because we were at the mall like 2 days before, like getting shapewear. And I'm like, oh goodness. I
Yeah.
told Matthew I'd get him these because he doesn't have any. Me though, on the other hand, his sister-in-law's a jeweler
Mm-hmm.
and I needed earrings for the wedding, of course. And I went to my mom's closet at first and I was trying all these things on. I didn't think I was gonna
Mm-hmm.
want a new anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just didn't see anything for me. And I was like, you have to get me a wedding gift. I'm sorry you didn't know this.
Sorry, this is last minute, but you have to get me.
And thank God my sister-in-law's a jeweler. So I was like, these will do. And yeah, I got earrings and they were given to me months in advance. I did pick
There you
them
go.
out. It was really nice.
Mhm.
We did get a slight family discount. Also
Love that.
nice.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was it. Matthew helped with some of the wedding.
Yeah.
I did not. As for mentioned, my dad said I
Mhm.
couldn't.
yeah.
I was like, with what?
As held accountable.
Yeah.
So, like, rate, subscribe. Please leave us a review.
Best brides ever. Yeah. Kyle he like really leaned into the theme of art, I guess. He loved our wedding venue. And part of the reason that we picked our wedding venue is because he loved it so much. And so my dad helped me like find a bottle of whiskey and I had an artist paint our wedding venue on the bottle of whiskey.
I love that.
Yeah, that's so sweet.
So art,
Art.
not by me.
Matthew loves art too.
Mhm.
We got a bunch of art in Cuba.
Cuba.
I think he paid for all of it.
Abby.
You're like, I didn't, so I don't know what happened. Stole it.
Well, what are some of our gift ideas or recommendations?
Well, there's so many cute things that you can get, especially surrounding weddings. And now there are so many things on Etsy that you can get personalized to make them special. So that would kind of be my first place. Like if someone has anything that they really love or that is super important to them, you can kind of lead with that, I think, on the internet these days.
Yeah.
And find like something in that realm. So I think that's a really great way to go is Etsy. Also, if you're going into a boutique these days and you need something for like a bride, there's a bride section.
Yeah.
Usually.
Everywhere. Yeah.
Also, next thing, Shein. I know it's a little
For gifts for your parents,
No, no,
vendors, or couples?
Oh, I was saying for bridesmaids.
Bridesmaids.
If you need like cosmetic bags for everyone,
Pajamas.
they're cuter. Like it's
Yeah.
like, what are you going to get me? Like an ugly bag from the dollar store or a cute like makeup bag from Shein?
They're the same price.
Yeah. So that's just that little tidbit.
A little tidbit.
Eleanor's shocked that Shein like
Exist. I know. She can't comprehend.
she's like, this is like Amazon. I'm like,
Yes.
come to the future.
Yeah. But slower shipping.
It used to be
Yeah.
even worse.
No, I feel like for
No hate, no shade.
what's it called?
And it was she inside.
They sell floats. Like we got,
Yeah,
I bought,
They sold furniture.
I bought a bunch
Yeah,
of
they
pool
sell
floats for my
everything.
bachelorette, and then Matthew and I actually brought. I ordered more of the floats because they were so good at the
Yeah.
bachelorette.
Yeah.
And unblown up, like we packed them in our
Yeah.
suitcase for the honeymoon to have in the pool, which I sat in the floats in the ocean half the time. Like
Yeah.
Matthew, I don't think used a float once, but
Yeah.
I was in a float the whole time.
Whole time. So,
My body
yeah.
wasn't submerged in water the entire time.
Well, to wrap up, gift ideas, parents, I feel like, again, it can be like if your parents are like, we want, not that they want a gift, but if you want to give them a gift, it can be a little daunting. But as we kind of talked about, something personalized, handkerchiefs,
Sentimental.
cufflinks.
Something
Yeah.
from the day of the wedding, like Caitlin's
Yeah.
flowers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like maybe you want to like have a special moment with them,
Yeah.
get a special picture.
Mhm.
I think making the person feel important
And included.
is just and
And such a-
included. It's just isn't like the same as giving a gift. So I think like Caitlin would say, think of your intention behind it,
Mhm.
and like if you can accomplish your intention with just like a hug and a kiss, and not go into debt, then I bet
They
that
would love
person
that.
would appreciate
They would
that.
probably prefer you not to go into debt
Yeah.
because my parents would be like, I guess I'm paying for your debt.
Yeah.
They're like, cool. And then as we talked about, like a wedding album's like a great idea, like after the fact.
Mhm.
And you can
Photos.
even like, if you were like, oh, I want to do a wedding album, but I want to like acknowledge that I'm giving them a gift. Like if you write them a note, say like, I'm so excited. Like one of the things I'm going
Or
to give
dedicate
to
the
you.
book to them or something.
Yeah, a gift to you is one of our wedding albums as
Right.
like an appreciation so that we can like have this as a memory.
Well, and like you get wedding gifts all year. I feel like you can give them all year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like my
I
wedding
agree.
gift from my parents is my bridal portrait,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah.
like I haven't gotten it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else, Marsh?
For vendors, we mentioned a review earlier. I feel like my vendors really wanted that review
I
and
think
just
our
word
reviews-
of mouth.
Yeah.
Like
So
that's
ask where they want you to post it, because
sometimes they'll send it to you, like a link of where.
Yeah.
So
Right, but
definitely ask.
there is Google now. There is the
Yeah.
Knot. There is
Wedding
like,
Wire. There's
right.
so many.
I feel like there's a bunch of platforms. So make
Mhm.
sure you're using the one that they
Yeah,
you
prefer.
know and engage with the most.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think gifts are a great way to just like thank everyone who was included in your wedding. And I know we didn't really touch on bridesmaids, but we have before. But you know, that gift and the
That's a whole other-
bachelorette and
Yeah.
all the stuff, it's a whole another beast. But
It's a whole nother beast.
you are buying a lot of gifts when
You're
you're
buying-
the bride.
Mhm.
And you're
And it's
like,
kind of
aren't I
fun,
supposed to
though.
be getting gifts?
Yeah.
But it's like fun. It's like you get to be
It's
like
fun.
creative and
It's
like
fun.
And try to
Until,
start
like,
thinking
2
about
months
it.
before.
Yeah. Try to start thinking about it early.
Yeah, don't
if
wait
it's
till
something
last
that you
minute.
know that you want to do.
Right.
And
like,
then-
try and, if you're like cool at putting money away, like try and do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say for the bridesmaids gifts, I did buy stuff as I like not all at once.
Yeah.
So it wasn't as daunting.
Also, like if you want to do one big gift, like say you just want to get everyone a nice pair of pajamas and not do a gift, then wait for Black Friday,
Mhm.
buy
Yeah.
some nice pajamas, and then
Mhm.
be done with it.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to buy all the chintzy stuff.
Yeah.
and if you don't want to do that, just get them hair and makeup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No
And-
one wants to do their own hair. and
Right.
makeup.
Seriously. So there are like,
There's so
ways.
many ways and there's so many things. And like, yeah, I mean, it can be small, it can be big, and a handwritten thank you goes a
Mhm.
long way. But hopefully, this gives you some inspiration on like different approaches and different ideas on what to do
you can always write a box of coupons.
if to your future
If you're
husband.
so desperate.
Yeah.
No to anyone. Yeah.
A bunch of IOUs.
That
That's
could
an
be
idea.
cute.
Like IOU getting your mail. That's what I give to my parents.
I'll watch your dog.
Oh my God. All right. Well, we want to hear from y'all. What are you thinking about doing if you're in the wedding planning process? What did you do?
So
Let us
DM
know.
us.
DM us. And also, we are doing an episode on our favorite stories from in laws. And so,
Crazy holiday stories that involve your in-laws.
yes. And so, make sure to send us a DM. It's unveiled.opinions@gmail.com.
Well, that would be an email, but yeah.
Yeah, I know. But send us an email.
Oh, yeah. Send us an email there, or you can
Or you
DM,
can DM
us
us.
at Unveiled Opinions Podcast on Instagram or TikTok. But yeah, it's unveiled.opinions
At Gmail.
at gmail.com. If you guys want to email us, you know, find
We
us
would-
on LinkedIn, send us a personal email.
We-
We will respond.
We're not on LinkedIn, but definitely find us and send us a note.
I think we all are on LinkedIn.
Just not the podcast.
The podcast. Find us, and we can't wait to chat.
Yeah. And like we said before, leave us a review.
Please. Bye, guys.
Bye.